Welcome, welcome, welcome. We are chatting all about the quality of slow or dull versus sharp. Welcome, my name is Nina Sachs. I am a yoga teacher trainer at the Academy of Yoga and Ayurveda, and we are delving into the aspects and the qualities of a few of the attributes that we find. They're called Gunas in Ayurveda, and we're going to be delving into a little bit of the attribute dull versus sharp. Yesterday we were chatting about heavy versus light. Today we're chatting about kind of like this aspect of dull, which is, or slow, which is very much kind of like heavy and slow and steady qualities. They're qualities that are very, very grounding. And on the other hand, like sharp is very like quick and penetrating and intense. And so when we take a look at kind of like this, the spectrum of like dull on one side and sharp on the other, what we talk about in Ayurveda is that we're always looking to bring ourselves towards a balance, bringing us to balance that helps us stay in kind of like alignment with our ultimate level of health. So depending on your dosha, your prakriti, it'll depend on how much kind of like dullness or sharpness is innate in your nature. And then you will know if you need to use more of the qualities of dull and slow to help you ground and become more stable and calm, or if you need to use more of the qualities of sharp to bring a bit more clarity and focus and precision to what you're doing. So for example, recording this video, I need to be very focused and sharp. That means that I need to have a higher level of that quality in me right now, because if I have too much dullness and slowness and I'm just relaxed, it's not going to relate very well into what it is that I'm needing. So that is also how we can anticipate like what qualities we need. If you need to give a presentation at work, you need to have more of that sharpness. You need to be alert, you need to be quick, you need to be precise. Whereas if you're going into your meditation, you want to be very slow and grounded and not dull in the sense of boring, but just very, very grounded sense. And so what we want is that if we know that we've had a day or a space where we've been very, very sharp and we've been very, very active, we can't be at that level, at that space all the time. We always need to bring ourselves back into that level of balance. All right, so what does that mean? Well, when you have the right amount of slowness or dullness in you, then you become very patient. You've got a lot of endurance. When you have too much of this dull quality in you, then you become very sluggish and lethargic and very complacent. So yes, on the spectrum, we need some of the slowness, and we need it to bring us to that balanced space of where we then feel patient, we feel that we've got endurance, and we don't want to have too much of it where we then start to feel sluggish and slow and lethargic. On the other side, on the other spectrum, again, we want to have enough sharpness in us so that we have a sense of focus. We have a sense of digestion available to us. Where if we have too much sharpness, if we're going too much onto that spectrum, then we become very irritable, we become impatient, and we tend to have a lot of inflammation in our system. So that is one thing that we want to look for, is we always want to bring ourselves into balance. So if this video is helpful, please do consider giving it a thumbs up, as it helps others find this content, that similar people to you to find this content. And what the other thing that maybe we can just chat a little bit about is that this attribute, this quality of slow or dull, is what's going to increase Kapha. So if you know that you need to increase Kapha, then this is what you're doing. You need to focus on is this quality of slow. It's also going to reduce Pitta and Vata. So this quality of slowness is going to increase Kapha and is going to reduce Vata and Pitta, which means that it's going to bring in more stability and more grounding, and it's going to kind of like, it can also lead, if you do too much of it, of too much heaviness. And again, when it comes to Pitta, it's going to help, if you increase the dullness, it's going to help bring a sense of calmness to you. But Too much, it's going to dull that sharpness. So you need to be worried, you need to be mindful of that. And the same with Vata, it's going to help to, if you increase kind of like the slowness, it's going to help to ground you and kind of like just hone in on that excessive, excited energy that you've got. But if you do too much of it, it's going to bring you into stagnation. All right. And you can think of the same as with the other qualities on the other side of sharpness, is that kind of like sharpness is going to increase the Pitta and your Vata, and its sharpness is going to reduce the Kapha. And so what that means is that it's going to promote activity, which is great, which is Kapha, but too much of that is actually going to cause a sense of instability. So there's always a fine line. You always want to have a balance. You never want to go to an extreme of one quality or the other. You want to find that beautiful balance for you. And so again, like if you increase the sharpness, it's going to increase the Pitta, which is going to help with metabolism. And it's going to help with kind of like the digestion. But too much of that is going to create irritability. And the same with Vata. It's going to help promote kind of like that decisiveness. So if you have a lot of like thoughts, increasing the sharpness is maybe going to help you be very decisive, but too much of it, again, is going to bring in a bit too much instability and volatility. So the idea is to always find this beautiful balance of what you're needing and to know that, okay, there's too much sharpness right now, so I need to reduce that and bring myself back towards like this idea of slowness. Or you're feeling very lethargic and sluggish and you know, okay, I need some sharpness, I need some action to help me move out of that. Right. So I hope that was super helpful. Remember to sign up to our mailing list. We have a newsletter in the descriptions below. All you need to do is sign up to it and you'll be added to our newsletter. And then as well is make sure you watch the next video where we delve into the difference between hot and cold. I'll see you there. Take care. Bye.